Good morning, good morning, good morning. What a wonderful morning. Wonderful because first we are alive, and second because we can actually meditate. So these are incredible, fortunate day just because of that. It's another week. We are going towards our final weeks actually. So better we use our time wisely that we have. So we've been talking about how to develop those good qualities in our minds, and especially we meditated on equanimity. We meditated on the disadvantages of them, especially last week, of the self-cherishing mind, and we meditated on the advantages of cherishing others. And that is kind of like the basis for us, what we call the four immeasurable thoughts. That's the idea for us to really start developing that wish for us to achieve a state where we are completely free from all our problems, all our dissatisfaction, all our suffering, and we can achieve lasting, peaceful happiness. That's what we are trying to achieve. So for that, we need to wish that. We need to wish to achieve that. And for us to build up that wish, we need to first develop the wish for ourselves and others to be happy and find the causes for happiness. And that, in Buddhism, is the definition of love. Love in Buddhism means I want myself and others to be happy and to find the causes for happiness. So we need to develop that mind in ourselves, because sometimes it's hard for us to just decide that we actually want to be happy. Because if we decide to be happy, we're going to make decisions. Everything in Buddhism is about discernment and deciding what we want to abandon and what we want to cultivate. So we need to understand what is the mind of love so we can decide that we want to cultivate love. That is the idea. So that's what we're going to meditate today. Okay? We're going to meditate on really developing that wish for ourselves and others to be completely happy and have all the necessary causes for that. Okay? So let's do it. Very good. So let's find our posture. By now, after 3.5 months already, we are pros in sitting down and meditating. So let's find that posture. A posture that will help us to completely engage with our minds without letting the body being an obstacle. So make sure you check your legs, your back, your spine, your arms, hands, shoulders. Looking to adjust the posture, but also relaxing whatever is tense. Then neck and head, and tongue touching the upper palate, and eyes slightly open or closed. And once we stabilize the posture, we relax the attention on the body, and we start to bring the attention to our mind, to our mental consciousness, checking how we are doing right now, not how we woke up, but now that we are here sitting down and meditating. And in order to discern if we want to cultivate the mental states we have or we want to abandon them, we need to first become aware of the intention behind them. So try to check your intention for being here this Monday morning meditating. And especially you try to create an intention that might help you not only today, not only this week, but maybe if your life, an intention that will help you to accomplish your wishes, especially your wish to find a lasting satisfaction, contentment, happiness. That wish in Buddhism we called love. But not only towards oneself, but also towards others. So we try to use this meditation not only to help ourselves to find that contentment, satisfaction, full satisfaction, full happiness, but that we may be able to help others to find that as well. So with that intention in mind, we first need to stabilize and concentrate our minds. So we start by paying attention to our breath. Especially the subtle sensations that the air leaves every time that we breathe in and out through our nostrils. Becoming aware of the sensation, how the air comes in a bit colder, how the air comes out through our nostrils, maybe a bit warmer. We try not to change or interfere with the way we breathe. We just observe without judgment. without the wish to improve, change, modify. And we notice the distractions, thoughts, mental images, sensations, worries, fears. We notice them, acknowledge them, and we let them go. Let them follow their own flow. And we bring our attention back to the breath again and again. And now that we were able to focus and concentrate our minds a bit better, we try to use that concentration in our investigation of love and understanding how to familiarize and develop within ourselves. And the more we understand, we come up with a conclusion or an insight. Then we use that focus and that concentration with this insight and stay with it as long as we can. So we can start by remembering that the definition of love is that wish for all beings, including ourselves, to have happiness and to be able to develop, to adopt, to nourish the causes for it. So it's a mind that is free from attachment, from fear, hope, so try to first stabilize that idea. And if it is then love, the wish to have happiness for ourselves and others, then we need to reflect on what is happiness. So in Buddhism, we say we have two types: a short-term, temporary pleasures and a long-term happiness. So think about the short-term, temporary pleasures that we have from having a healthy body, or having friends, family, or having good food, material development, wealth. Think about it for a moment. How nice that we can experience these short-term, temporary pleasures. But if we have not found the Dharma, we would think that that was happiness, and we would just stop there. But we found a practice that can help us to develop a long-term, fulfilling satisfaction, contentment, happiness, a mental happiness and peace of mind that is independent of people, objects. Think about that. a Dharma happiness which help us to be free from our dissatisfaction, our sufferings, and can bring us to a state of completeness, wholeness. Think about it. So really try to wish yourself to have these two types of happiness. These short-term, temporary pleasures and this long-lasting, peaceful happiness. Not from a selfish way, but because you care for yourself. So wish yourself being happy in these two ways. Now try to expand that wish for your family and dear ones. Thinking, feeling, imagining that all your family, may they have these two types of happiness. May they have all the pleasures, but especially may they have a calm, peaceful, and fulfilled hearts. And try to expand it to your friends, colleagues. Think about individuals, but also the entire group. May they also find temporary pleasures, and especially this calm, peaceful, and fulfilled mind and heart. And try to think about, spreading this love, this wish, even for those that harmed you or with those that you don't get along. And the reason why they do whatever they did and whatever they do to harm you and to hurt you is because they are experiencing pain, confusion. But they also want to be happy, temporary, and in this long, peaceful, fulfilled heart. So try to wish that for them as well. And we try to make it even broader towards all the beings that are stranger to us, that we see maybe on a daily basis, but people outside of our cities, of our countries, the entire planet. Every single one of them wants to accomplish these two types of happiness. So we truly wish them to accomplish that. And we try to generate that wish within ourselves all the time, that our minds are in bed with that. So that every interaction that we have in our daily lives, may there be friends, family, strangers, difficult people, be guided by this intention to help them achieve these two types of happiness. So we dedicate that we are able to accomplish this in our daily lives until all beings have that. And whenever we are ready, we can move our bodies, open our eyes. I always find it to do this practice in such a short minutes is not so good, because we could stay with it longer and longer and longer to familiarize ourselves. But we taste it a little bit, and now we can start developing that. And the more we understand, so that's why it's so important, the first part of acknowledging our own wish to develop that. And from that, we start to really want. So that's why we shouldn't stop only on the temporary pleasures, but really understand, and recognize our incredible wish and our incredible possibility of developing, Dharma happiness. That happiness that is beyond objects, concepts, ideas, external, people, anything like that. That is the one that we need to really nourish within ourselves. And from that, expand to others, expand to others. Then life becomes amazing, meaningful. Okay? Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. See you tomorrow.
Thank
Bye,
you. Have a great
everybody.
day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.